Hi everyone, welcome back to Lavendaire and happy Valentine's Day, sending you lots of love. Today I want to share some self-love journaling prompts that you can do today to just cultivate more self-love for yourself. So I'll just get right into it. The first is an easy one that's actually in my Artist of Life workbook, is to list 10 things that you love about yourself. So this one's pretty simple. I know it can be hard for some people who've never really thought of themselves like that. So if it's hard for you to find things that you love about yourself, why don't you start with things that you like what personality traits that you like about yourself. Or you can ask some friends what they think your best qualities are and then start from there. The next journaling prompt is to take some time to sit down and write a love letter to yourself. Now, I know I've shared that one before because I love it so much, but the fun hook is you can do it on this website called Future Me, where you send that love letter to yourself for next year's Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? So as you're writing this love letter and celebrating everything that you are, you're going to feel amazing as you're writing it. You're going to feel the love start cultivating for yourself. But at the same time, the fun part is that because you're sending it back to yourself a year later for next year's Valentine's Day, then you're gonna get like a little surprise in a year. And maybe you can do this every year so that you send yourself a love letter every year for Valentine's Day because duh, self-love is super important and you can never have too much of it. All right, the next journaling prompt is something that I learned from my friends Kajal Pandey this past Sunday, actually. We did a live chat together on Facebook. If you want to watch that full live chat, it's really amazing. I'll link it down below so you can watch the chat. Also follow my Facebook page because I'm going to do more live chats and just post more videos on Facebook. Anyway, this prompt is to list all the things that you don't exactly like about yourself. List all those traits that you find yourself either worrying about or complaining about or just anything that doesn't sit well with yourself. List those traits and then add, but I love myself anyway at the end. So for example, I feel lazy and unmotivated today, but I love myself anyway. Or I don't always feel pretty or confident when I'm in a social setting, but I love myself anyway. Or I think that I talk too much, but I love myself anyway. Do you see what we're doing here? So you're taking a trait that is kind of seen as negative in your head, those traits that you're usually like, oh, like, why am I like this? Or I don't like this part about me. Basically the traits where you're being judgmental on yourself or hard on yourself, because that's what we do all the time. And then just listing it out, being honest about it, and then end it with, but I love myself anyway. So this is a great way to learn to love all that you are, the good parts and the bad parts, or the strengths and the weaknesses, because love is unconditional. Love encompasses all. So I know we started out with like the things that you do love about yourself, and this is another way to kind of be honest about the things that you don't necessarily like about yourself, and yet you love yourself anyway, because nobody is perfect. If you think about the people that you love in your life, they're not perfect. They have flaws. They have times that they make mistakes, and yet you love them anyway. So learn to treat yourself in that way. Like, yes, I might not like this characteristic about myself, or I might feel this way that doesn't support me, but I love myself anyway. So it's just learning to be unconditional with your love. It's so great, right? So like I said, if you want to watch that full video with Kajal, I'll link that video down below so you can catch up. Next, I'm going to share some journaling prompts that you can actually ask yourself every day in the morning just to get yourself off on the right foot, because every day you want to be listening to yourself and doing what serves you best. So at the beginning of every day, you can always ask yourself questions like, what am I excited to do today? Or how can I give myself that extra care today? Because I'm all about self-care, guys. And lastly, what can I do to protect my energy? And I love that last question. I actually have that question in my workbook too, because it's like being aware of how you can protect your energy in the way that you're not allowing, toxic people in your life, or you're not just saying yes to people just because you're a people pleaser. A lot of times, for me personally, it's hard to say no, But in order to protect my energy and my well-being, I have to learn to say no more often so that I don't find myself in those awkward situations where I'm doing something that I don't want to be doing, but I said yes, so I have to do it, and it just doesn't feel good. You don't want to put yourself in those situations. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good start on journaling prompts that you can do today to cultivate more self-love in your life. Also, as you're checking out that live chat video on my Facebook, just go ahead and like my Facebook page while you're at it, because I'm going to be doing more live chats here and there, and I'm just going to try to post more videos on Facebook and be more active there. All right, I hope you have a beautiful Valentine's Day. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.